Hi everyone, so today I have a couple of Spellbinders clubs for July of 2022 to try out for you guys. These guys were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. Any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So you guys, the card kit, I've already done the unboxing of all the club kits. I get the total package basically, and then that includes all the different club kits. Of course you can purchase them one at a time, or make your own mix of them, or they have value clubs, which are the best value, and that bundles a couple of different clubs together, or all of them like this one. So this is Under the Sea Magic. Super cute. I already totally unboxed it in a previous video, so I'll link that in the description box in case you want to see everything, kind of go through it all. But I think I'm going to pair it up possibly with the Glimmer of the month, the Add a Stripe of Color. And I don't know if you noticed, most of the ones from this month, the different kits, are like summery or like little food truck and those kind of things. So the beach kind of stuff. So this kind of goes back to like the striping of like a beach towel in my opinion. So you have this plate, and this is the main plate, and it's going to put these colors on your paper. Like these strips, should I say. It comes with a rose gold foil this month. I did not bring it out because I'm probably going to use a different color, but it does come with a rose gold foil, and then it has a die that cuts other strips that you can just then inlay in these little recessed areas where the color is not. So however you want to play with those things, right? So we might do a little bit glimmering today, we will see. But otherwise, we are definitely going to cut into or use our dies. Super cute this month, look at this. So it's a couple of mermaids facing different ways, which I love, And then there's like little seaweed type things and little sea creatures and all kinds of cute things in here. So what I'm going to do is grab some card bases and just think about what I want to do and get started. Really cute. The example they have here is that really pretty paper. Just add your sentiment, you're gonna die cut your little mermaids, and then put the little mermaids along with the little seaweed at the bottom there, and then maybe pop in some of the little characters that are in the die set. And then at the top, all they did was trim away the extra bits so it looks more kind of organic and fun instead of just having the mermaids completely there. So that's a really simple one. But I will be right back. Okay, so for this first one, I think I'm going to make like a shaker card, and so I'm just going to grab some black paper from my own stash because the papers that are in the kit are just beautiful bright colors. And I think I'm going to use this paper in the background, and we're going to make like a little aperture to cut out there, and I suppose actually I'm going to cut it from that anyway. So okay, so let me get that situated and I'll be right back. Card base, I have some of the items we're going to use later. So for this one, I'm just going to put this down to just under 4 1/8 because I'm going to put this other piece on top and I want it to just nest in there. So it's under 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Just a little bit smaller than both those. Okay, and this one I'm going to cut down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And that'll look really nice. And then let me get rid of these guys. So this is going to be on our card base, and then we're going to put like a little silhouette of the mermaids in here. Obviously they're going to be die cut a little bit differently, and then some of the seaweed and things like that. So we'll have that. And those I'm going to cut from this black paper. I just have some scraps here, so however I'll cut those guys. You can cut everything if you like. I'm just going to the aperture. It depends on how big the aperture is and what all kind of scene I'm going to build. So we have some seaweed there. I think we have one. Yeah. So I'll cut this a few times, and maybe I'll have room for a little guy. We also have bubbles, so I'm going to make it a shaker, so the bubbles probably won't be as visible, so I'm not going to use those, but that'd be really cute. They even have a little etching in them to make them look like more like bubbles instead of just little circles. Okay, let me run these guys through and then I'll talk about what we're going to do with this. You guys look how pretty they are. Just gorgeous. Love that little detail. It has like that little cut in. So it's not just embossed, it's actually like cut into there. And let's see our little guy, if I can get him out. Look at him. So cute. Okay, so I'm going to continue cutting a few more of these, and I'll be right back. So I have these pieces. Again, I'll glue that down. This is going to make like an aperture topper piece, and then we're going to build a little scene with the shadows inside. And so I just have these classic oval, fluted oval classics. That's what it's called. see which one would make the most sense, because we want room, but we don't want to see everything in there. Let's see, we have that one. This one's a little bit smaller, but maybe too small. So let's go with this one. And all I'm going to do is kind of tape that down, leaving myself a good amount, and then always leaving a little bit more towards the bottom. It's just what I like to do whenever I make any really card design. But let's see. So left and right, I'm just holding it there. And a couple pieces of tape. I'm going to run just this piece through. And when I come back, I'll also have a piece of acetate cut about the same size, like 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay? I'll be right back. So I have that piece of acetate, again, 4 1/8, 5 3/8. We have that guy that we just made, and then I'm just going to glue this down. So let's glue this down first. And if you like to use a dry glue, you know, go for it. There's tape runner glue in the card kit, which is really great every month. And then this guy's going to glue on here, and I'm going to go ahead and use this wet glue because it's going to take a little moment to set up. So what I'm going to do is tuck in my little seaweed. So I'm actually going to put it more towards the edges anyway. And then on this guy, I'll let that set up just a little bit. But I'm going to put it down, and what I'm going to do is take my little seaweed. Actually, I'm going to put glue on the back of my hand. And just kind of tuck it in between here. Okay, so like in between the acetate and that guy. And just make it look really fun. And it doesn't have to even stick down, just to have that texture. So I'll take a moment and do that and just kind of build around. If I need to cut more of them, I will. But basically just trying to put them in here and have some fun. Of course, different levels, give them more interest. And I'll be right back. That looks good. And then we're gonna have like a sentiment in here anyway, so so we have that. And then I can kind of keep an eye on that and see where I want to put my little ladies. So like maybe even this one coming out from there. Oh my gosh. Yep. That's almost perfect. So what happens is we really want this stuck down because we don't want our glitter going behind them or whatever sequins. If you use sequins, obviously it's larger, but you don't really want to get it stuck behind them. So let's put that there again, and let me take a quick look and make sure that's where I wanted that. A little more this way. Oh. There. And we will have our gal here. I'm trying to put glue all over. So we're kind of floating in though. It's more fun if she's a little bit of an angle. There we go. And then our little guy. Ah. Oh, okay, hold on. So we have two characters and this guy's kind of floating out the other direction. I probably should have grabbed the other one. You know what, we can put him down here somewhere. No way, it's a little organic and you know, he's just kind of popping up from the bottom. How cute. Maybe our sentiment's going to cover him, maybe it's not, but either way, there he is. Okay, what I'm going to do is grab some foam. I'm actually going to plug in also my Glimmer, get that going. For the next card, I think we're just going to do a little glimmering and a little popping in some of those die cuts that come in the kit, and that will be that. So again, whenever you frame these out, always frame them out in a way that your glitter's not going to fall out. So you always want to really butt them up. It's a little bit too low. Really butt them up like that, okay? As you're framing them out, so you don't have any gaps. Okay guys, so I framed that out, and I kind of went through and you just put that on there and kind of looked at the different wordings that we have in here, which there are tons. I mean, they all look so cute, like celebrate today, you know, today's your day. I mean, you can even put it like down here, you don't have to put it within there. I kind of like the look of just putting it up in here. So I like that one, how unique and special you are. I mean, there's have an enchanted birthday. I mean, there's just tons of different things we can put in there. And then of course you can decorate the whole outside too if you want with different things, but I want to focus just on that. So let's remove that for now. And I'm just going to pour some little sequins that I have in my stash. And again, not too much. You just want a little something to actually shake. So I just don't go too overboard myself. But this is a full-size card, so we can do a little more. So funny, because usually Spellbinders includes sequins in their monthly kits, but this month we don't have sequins. We have the little gemmies, so we'll put those on top in just a minute. But let's get this here. And I already have my Glimmer warming up, so we're good to go. Just jump right into the next card. And I'm just eyeballing this. And that's why I cut the bottom one a little bit shorter, because that way I don't have to worry about it sticking out so much. So it's like a little bit smaller than 4 1/8 and a little bit smaller than 5 3/8. So I always do that. Turn it over, really give it a good press. And there's our beautiful card, a lot of blue, that little silhouette look back there. And you want to pop this up. You want to keep it flat. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop it up a little bit. So let me get some dimensionals, and I'll be right back. Kit. On your card kit you do have dimensionals, so just pop those on here. And I use up the whole thing. Like by the end I have cut this whole thing up, because you can use all this, just cut it with scissors and you have this whole area. Just use up the whole thing. No waste other than this little paper that comes off the top. Okay, let's see here. And maybe pop it right there. Looks good. So you have that. And then we can come in and take some of these guys and pop them all around. So since everything's pretty much blue, there is a little bit of purple in there in the background there, but what we can do is kind of look and see what we might want to use here and there. So there's one bigger guy. Like that, make it look a little more organic there. And then down here too. And there's that one card. Ready to go. Let me grab my supplies for the second card and I'll be right back. The card I'm envisioning is a little bit different than you would normally see. I am going to take, a card base from the kit. Again, 5.5 by 4 and 1/4, right? But we're going to do a little thing where it has like a flap that comes up, just something different. So I'm going to cut away 1 inch off either side. So that's going to leave a flap that's 4 1/4 by 3.5. So from this white paper, I'm going to cut a piece of paper that's 4 1/4 by 3.5. So let's go 3.5. And let's go 4 1/4-ish. Okay, I'm going to move it to the side for a moment. And so for right now, we're just going to use the Glimmer, but let me put this to the side also. Bring our Glimmer out. Again, with the Glimmer, you just plug it in, you turn it on in the back, there's a switch there, and just wait for it to light up that it's ready and you're good to go. Let me get my plates ready for that too, though. Okay, plates are ready. Bring out my machine in just a moment. Okay, we're going to open this up. And I'm using this from my stash. It's the Prism paper. And again, I don't need it to be too big. I just need it to cover this area. So, I'll just eyeball this. Try not to nick it because you want all your little pretty silver to be there. Try to use a sharp pair of scissors too. Sometimes I use the ones that I've cut like foam with or things like this, and that's not the greatest. And I definitely want to make sure that this is nice and straight on here. So I have my little piece. This is going to be that little flat piece. And again, it has stripes. It has missing pieces here. So wherever you want to put that, for that to work out for you. I'm trying to think, where do I want to put this? Maybe here. That way if I have color stripes, they'll be over there somewhere. Okay, so if it was like that, we can hinge it. So I'm going to put that there, another piece here. And if you're going to do the hinge method like I'm showing right now, basically your pretty side of your paper needs to be looking at you, because that's what's going to get pushed down into your paper, right? So I'm going to pull this open just a little bit just to really get that in there. But if you're placing it on your Glimmer plate first and then over here, you would put your plate down face up, you would put your Glimmer foil down with the ugly side facing you, because it's basically this, and then your paper, right? But since we're doing the hinge method, I'm doing it a different way, and what I'll do is cut this off and preserve that. I was going to say, am I cutting my card? I sure was. I can fix that later, just to get rid of that little piece. Okay, so we're going to lay it on here, and then you're going to press timer, and when it stops flashing, that means it's ready. Okay, so I'm going to let that go. Some people like to put all this stuff together all at once while you're waiting, however you want. I always put this one facing in this guy, but I'm just going to let it heat up on its own just the way it is right now. And let me get my Platinum 6 ready to go. I'll be right back. Okay, timer just went, and so just making sure this is nice and straight. Some people say don't put the plates until you're at the over here, just so you don't have any movement, but whatever you like to do. I just place them carefully, obviously nice and straight here, and I pull this out. And for a list of machines that the Glimmer will work with, it's listed there under the Glimmer product page, so I'll link that. I love that little sound of the sizzle. So I went one way and I'm going to go back the other way just because I don't know why I like to do that. And if you're going to keep glimmering, of course, plug that back in and let it heat up again. Oop. Let's see what we got. This plate is pretty hot, but that's okay. Looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to let that cool off just a little bit, but let's pull this back. And there you go. So my plate was a little bit off here, but that's okay, because basically we're going to cover this up quite a bit. But you always want to use the smoothest paper you have, and yeah, that's the only tip I have, other than you know, obviously letting the timer go and then running it through. Okay, I'll be right back. This card has a few different steps. So we have that, we have that, we have this for our little flap. We also want to cut some strips, and I chose this paper for the background. So what I'm going to do is pull out some papers from the card kit, and I mean, they all pretty much coordinate. They're so pretty. Maybe I'll go with this lighter color. I mean, you can run two different colors through also. You can run it through there and there, or whatever it is you want. I just want to pop in some colors here. So let's go with the lavender, and then this, like, I was gonna say magenta, it's more like fuchsia. It's very bright pink. Okay, I'll be right back once I get these strips cut. I have some strips here. We'll play with that in just a minute. Obviously, we're going to trim them down. I did trim down my little topper piece to 4 1/8 by 3 3/8. If you recall, we had trimmed it down to 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And okay, this might be a little bit out there, guys. Let's see. So on this guy, all we're going to do is open up our card base, and I'm going to place it here. So on my trimmer here, I have an inch this way and I have an inch the other way. So I'm going to layer this up, or line this up to an inch on this side. And I'm just going to go all the way up to the 4 1/4. Right, so halfway. 4 1/4 right there. And then on the other side, same thing. I can just line it up, or I can do it, but I'll just line it up on this other side. And again, an inch in. But this time from the 4 1/4, I suppose we can start here. I'm going all the way up. Okay, so you have this kind of funky little thing. And all we're going to do is trim this off. You can use your trimmer for that too, but it's a pretty small little space. You can just trim it off. And this side too. It's going to be a funky little card. Okay, so here I'm going to take my 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 mat, this one here. That's what I cut it down to. And we're going to lay that down. And then right in here. And I gave it a little bit of edging that way. When I trim down after doing my glimmer, you know, I trim down my little piece. And you can do the whole piece of paper and then trim it down. I just cut it down to begin with. We're going to put this here. We're going to put this here, or possibly this way. I don't know. I'm thinking this way. And then we have our other little stripes that we can kind of come in and play with. So you can add them like in here, you know, this thinner one, maybe this wider one here, right in the center, or maybe moved over so you can still add another one. However you want to play with the stripes. I mean, it's just whatever it is that you want to do. So I'm just going to take a moment to glue down some stripes, or stripes, I guess they're stripes. And we'll go from there, okay? So I will be right back. Just put glue and stick them down. Here we can just cut those off, or you can just use your scissors. And I just use these because obviously it's a smaller space, but you can definitely keep striping it up, or maybe adding even another one right in here, whatever it is that you like. And so I'm going to stick that down right there. And then I'm going to go through my little die cut pack and find die cuts that I like to coordinate with what's going on here. And that will be our card. Just a fun, kind of funky little card. Okay, I'll be right back. Looks, and that was like took 2 seconds just to kind of like, okay, this looks nice right here. I'm just gonna put some glue back here so I don't have to move that, and again glue right in here. So all I'm gonna move is the one thing once I'm happy. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put some dimensional on the back of this guy, and that is it. So some fun cards. I mean, if you want to still put some gems on this, I think there's a lot going on already with the glimmer and everything. Really, really sweet, a little bit different. Hope you guys like that. And thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. I'll have the links in the description box, guys. If you're already signed up, then your kits were, you know, already were, I believe, charged out and hopefully ready to go on the 5th. And if you are new to the clubs, or if you want to change your club, you can do that all the way till the blackout period towards the end of the month. And so there's that. So you have this little sweet card. Again, very different. And then you can either write a message here, or you can put a little mat in here so that you can write whatever it is that you want to write there. Just something different, and it stands up on its own like that. And our beautiful shaker from the first card we made. So just some really different, fun cards today. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.